Welcome to War Lens Archive. Between 1939 and 1945, Germany stood at the very heart of the Second World War. From a grand Nazi rallies in Berlin to the devastation of Allied bombings in Hamburg, Dresden, and Cologne, the nation was both the architect of war and its greatest victim. In this journey, we return to those places, first as they were then scarred by conflict and fire, and then as they are now rebuilt, remembered, and redefined. This is the story of Germany in World War II, then and now. This is Berlin's Kroll Opera House. On September 1, 1939, Hitler stood here and declared war on Poland. The moment World War II began. The hall once echoed with Nazi power, but today nothing remains of it. In its place now stands the German parliament, a lasting symbol of democracy and unity. This is Jasło, a historic town in Poland. In September 1939, German forces launched their attack here during the invasion that began World War II, leaving it almost completely in ruins by 1944. Today, this same place is beautifully rebuilt, alive with homes, streets, and everyday life. This is the heart of London, St. Paul's Cathedral. In 1940, rooftop air raid sirens warned the city of German bombers. The capital lived under the shadow of the Blitz. But today, St. Paul's stands tall amidst modern skyscrapers, a timeless symbol of resilience and hope. This is the heart of Berlin, the government quarter. Here, anti-Jewish decrees were announced, targeting an entire community. Step by step, rights, jobs, and dignity were stripped away. Today, these streets stand as a lasting reminder of oppression and hate. This bunker is part of Germany's Siegfried Line, built in 1938-39 to defend the western border against France and Britain. Located in dense forests like Hürtgen, it played a crucial role during World War II. Today, it stands abandoned, covered in moss and vines, quietly reminding us of the past and the cost of war. On June 14, 1940, troops of the German Wehrmacht occupied Paris. This picture shows the victory parade of the German 30th Infantry Division marching along Avenue Foch, with General Kurt von Briesen 1940 watching. Today, Avenue Foch still stretches wide and grand through the city, its peaceful atmosphere standing in sharp contrast to the dark days of war. This was Berlin, July 1940. Here, Hitler gave his victory speech after the fall of France. A symbol of Nazi dominance once echoed through these walls. Today, this same space is home to the Bundestag, a beacon of democracy and peace in modern Germany. This is the Nazi Party rally grounds in Nuremberg, where massive Nazi rallies were held during the 1930s. In 1940, Nazi troops gathered here to demonstrate their power and control over Germany. The country was deeply under the grip of the regime. Today, this site stands as a stark reminder of history, symbolizing how dangerous and destructive hate-fueled ideologies can be. This is Hamburg, once devastated by relentless Allied bombing. Entire districts and neighborhoods were reduced to rubble, and the city burned for days. Today, Hamburg has risen again, a vibrant and thriving port city full of life, culture, and resilience. This is Bremen, once a target during World War II. In 1940, Allied bombs devastated its industrial heart, like this factory in ruins. The city lay in rubble, its factories silent, its future uncertain. Today, modern plants like this one stand tall, symbols of recovery and resilience. The Reichstag building, located in Berlin, Germany, is a central symbol of German history and politics. It was heavily damaged and later rebuilt. Originally, it housed the Imperial Diet, the parliament of the German Empire, and today it serves as the meeting place of the German Bundestag, representing democracy and transparency in government. This was once Hitler's official office, the Reich Chancellery in Berlin, from where he declared war on the U.S. in 1941. By 1945, the building was destroyed, bombed into ruins, as the Nazi regime collapsed. Today, the Federal Chancellery stands here, a symbol of Germany's democracy, peace, and renewal. This was the Luftwaffe headquarters. From here, Nazi Germany directed air raids and defenses against Britain. During the war, Berlin was bombed into ruins. This building too bore the scars. Today, it stands rebuilt as Germany's Federal Ministry of Finance, a symbol of transformation from war to governance. This is Munich's Haus der Kunst, where a Nazi propaganda exhibition was held in 1941 under Hitler's control of art and culture. At the time, it displayed only regime-approved works promoting Nazi ideology. Today, the same building stands as a global art museum celebrating freedom, diversity, and creativity. This is Cologne's Platz der Republik, once a vibrant square full of life and history. In May 1941, a heavy RAF bombing raid destroyed much of this area. Today, the same place stands rebuilt, a powerful reminder of the city's resilience and renewal. In October 1941, German forces occupied Kaluga, Russia, bringing war to the quiet streets of Smolenskaya. This wartime photo shows German military vehicles moving through the city during the brutal advance on the Eastern Front. Today, the same street stands peaceful and rebuilt, a powerful reminder of how far the city has come since World War II. This is the villa in Wannsee, Berlin, where the Wannsee Conference took place on January 20, 1942. Here, Nazi officials planned the final solution, the systematic murder of Europe's Jews. The building still stands today and looks nearly the same, now serving as a memorial and museum. This is Lübeck's Gründungsviertel, heavily damaged during the World War II bombings in 1942. In the background stands St. Mary's Church, a symbol that endured the destruction. Today, the area has been brought back to life, restored with respect to its original identity. This image shows Neuer Market New Market Square in Rostock, Germany, where the historic town hall Rathaus is located. The area was heavily bombed by the British in April 1942, causing significant destruction to the building. It has since been reconstructed, and today the town hall stands restored in its original historic architectural style. In 1942, German officers used the Wehrmacht headquarters in Huysvorhout, Alkmaar, as a military command center. During the war, the building was full of officers and military operations, reflecting its strategic use. Later, the building suffered damage and was restored, returning to civilian use in the post-war years. Captured by German troops in 1942, Kharkiv's Freedom Square became a heavily fortified zone during the Nazi occupation. The Lenin Monument, once surrounded by sandbags and soldiers, stood as a silent witness to war. Decades later, the square returned to peace, its wartime scars replaced by winter calm and quiet footsteps. The Aachen Town Hall in Germany was heavily damaged during World War II, with its roof and towers destroyed in 1943. The image shows the burned-out towers and bent steel domes, reflecting the wartime destruction. After years of reconstruction, the town hall was fully restored by 1978, bringing back its historic charm and serving again as the centerpiece of Aachen's historic center. May 1943, the Möhne Dam in Germany was hit by Allied bouncing bombs. The image shows the devastation from the attack, with floodwaters and damage to the dam structure. Following the destruction, the dam was repaired and rebuilt, restoring its role in controlling water and supporting the surrounding industrial areas. At the end of World War II, tram and houses on Rentforder Strasse in Gladbeck were destroyed. The house, with a gabled facade in the background, was the main entrance of the St. Barbara Hospital. Today, there are no tramways left in Gladbeck, and the street has been rebuilt, reflecting the city's post-war reconstruction and modern development. The Prince Bishop Castle in Munster was badly damaged during World War II. Wartime ruins reveal the extent of destruction, with only the outer walls remaining. After the war, it was rebuilt and repurposed for the State University, becoming a symbol of Munster's recovery and heritage. The Reichstag building in Berlin was heavily damaged by bombings and the 1944 battles, leaving its dome and facade in ruins. Shattered walls and a destroyed roof, highlighting the impact of the war. Today, the Reichstag is fully restored with a glass dome and serves as the German parliament, symbolizing Germany's recovery and democracy. In 1944, Munich's Old Town Hall and the surrounding Marienplatz were left in ruins after heavy Allied bombing. The destruction turned the historic center into rubble and ashes. Today, the restored Old Town Hall is a symbol of resilience and the centerpiece of Marienplatz, alive with culture and visitors from around the world. This is the new Palace Neue Schloss in Stuttgart, Germany. It was heavily damaged during World War II bombings in 1944. The palace was fully restored in the 1960s, symbolizing the city's resilience and dedication to preserving history. During World War II, the Altes Rathaus was heavily damaged in air raids. It once served as the city's main administrative center and courthouse. Beautifully restored in its original Gothic style, it now hosts cultural exhibitions, events, and some municipal offices. In 1944, the People's Court held brutal Nazi trials against resistance fighters like the July 20th plotters. Under Judge Freisler, justice was a performance, loud, cruel, and fatal for those who dared to resist. Today, only a plaque remains, a quiet tribute to justice denied, courage remembered, and the high cost of standing up to tyranny. In the freezing winter of 1944-45, La Roche-en-Ardennes in Belgium stood devastated by fierce battles during the German offensive. Its streets were buried in rubble and silence. Years later, the town was rebuilt with patience and hope, turning its scars into strength. Today, peace and life fill the same place, a powerful reminder of how time restores what war once shattered. In the summer of 1944, as the Allies advanced through Normandy after the D-Day landings, the once quiet roads witnessed German soldiers being captured and led away as the tide of war turned. Years passed, and the same street now stands calm, lined with peace instead of marching troops. What was once a path of conflict has become a symbol of freedom and remembrance. As the Allies pushed through Normandy in 1944, this once quiet village became a scene of fierce fighting and destruction. Tanks rolled through shattered streets, marking the fall of German defenses that had held France for years. Today, the same road stands calm and rebuilt, a silent reminder of sacrifice, liberation, and the cost of freedom. In June 1944, the main road to Villers-Bocage lay in ruins after fierce fighting between German panzer tanks and British forces during the Battle of Normandy. Today, that same street is peaceful and alive with everyday traffic, far from the chaos that once tore through it. From battleground to hometown road, Villers-Bocage stands as a symbol of resilience and renewal. In 1944, the streets of Normandy lay in ruins, packed with Allied troops and the wreckage left behind after fierce battles to liberate France from German occupation. Today, those same buildings stand restored, their quiet storefronts replacing the chaos of war. From devastation to renewal, Normandy stands as a living memory of freedom reclaimed. In 1944, the streets of Saint-Sever-Calvados, France, echoed with the sounds of war as Allied forces fought to liberate it from Nazi occupation. Armored vehicles rolled past shattered buildings in the battle to push back German control. Today, the same street stands calm and rebuilt, a quiet witness to the resilience that followed the chaos of war. In June 1944, this humble chapel in Angoville-Plain, Normandy, became a sanctuary of courage and compassion as medics risked their lives to treat both American and German soldiers under fire. Once marked by chaos and destruction, it now stands in serene silence, embraced by peace and nature. The same walls that once echoed with pain now tell a powerful story of humanity rising above the brutality of war. In August 1944, the quiet streets of Chambois were choked with the wrecks of German vehicles, remnants of the brutal Falaise Gap battle that sealed the fate of the German army in Normandy. Today, the same street stands calm and rebuilt, the roar of tanks replaced by the quiet rhythm of daily life. From ruins to peace, Chambois remains a silent witness to war's end. In August 1944, the quiet village of Saint-Lambert-sur-Dive in France became a fierce battleground as German forces fought desperately to escape encirclement. What was once filled with the roar of engines and chaos now stands calm, wrapped in silence and peace. The same road that witnessed Germany's retreat now symbolizes liberation and the end of their once unstoppable advance. In August 1944, German forces faced destruction in Mortain-le-Neuf during their failed counterattack in France. The once busy road was filled with wrecked German vehicles and soldiers retreating in chaos. Today, the same street stands peaceful, a silent reminder of Germany's defeat in World War II. In September 1944, the Battle of Arnhem saw intense fighting as Allied troops tried to capture this vital bridge from German control. After heavy losses and destruction, the operation failed, leaving the bridge in ruins. Now rebuilt and peaceful, it stands as a quiet reminder of the fierce struggle that once defined this place. In October 1944, American tanks rolled into Aachen-Rotherda, the first German city to fall to the Allies. The war left scars on its streets and walls, as fierce resistance turned every corner into a battlefield. Today, the same station stands rebuilt, a silent witness to the moment when Nazi Germany's fall truly began. In February 1945, Allied firebombing turned Dresden into a smoldering sea of ruins, claiming tens of thousands of lives. From atop this monument, a silent witness once looked over endless devastation and ash-covered streets. Today, the same figure watches a reborn city, vibrant, peaceful, and rebuilt from the ashes of war. Pforzheim once shone with elegant streets and grand buildings by the Enns River. But on the night of February 23, 1945, the city was swallowed by flames, reduced to smoke and rubble within minutes. Today, new structures rise where ruins once lay, yet the air still echoes with the memories of a city forever changed, reminding us of the devastating cost of war. In March 1945, Würzburg faced massive destruction during an Allied air raid, leaving the city in ashes. The historic Old Main Bridge and surrounding streets were reduced to ruins. Today, the rebuilt city stands proud again, its Baroque beauty shining beside the calm Main River. This grand building once stood as Leipzig's new town hall, a proud symbol of the city's culture and progress. During World War II, devastating air raids reduced it to a skeleton of ruins. Today, the site has been beautifully restored, and the town hall once again stands as a symbol of Leipzig's resilience and rebirth. Leipzig's market square, once a bustling center lined with graceful old buildings, was the pride of the city. The war's brutal air raids left it in ruins, its charm buried under rubble and silence. Today it has been beautifully restored, a lively place once again, filled with markets, music, and the spirit of a city that refused to fade. In 1945, Nuremberg's Church of Our Lady stood amid ruins as soldiers marched through the devastated city. Once a jewel of medieval Germany, it lay silent after years of destruction. Today, the same square is alive with colors, markets, and laughter, a powerful symbol of a city reborn from the ashes of war. In 1945, Nuremberg lay in ruins, its buildings shattered, streets filled with the scars of war. But years of rebuilding transformed Gideonplatz into a peaceful, vibrant square once again. Today, the same place stands strong, a symbol of Germany's recovery, unity, and the unbreakable spirit that rebuilt a nation from the ashes. In 1945, these forests echoed with gunfire. The Battle of the Ruhr Pocket raged as Allied forces trapped the German army. Thousands surrendered, marking one of the final blows to Nazi Germany. Today, the same would stand silent. Nature has reclaimed the battlefield, where peace now grows in place of war. In 1945, the Church of Reconciliation in Berlin stood damaged amid the ruins of war, later trapped in the death zone between East and West. For decades, it remained a silent witness to Germany's division until its demolition in 1985. Today, the modern Chapel of Reconciliation stands in its place, symbolizing peace and unity in a once divided city. This is the Anhalter Bahnhof, once one of Berlin's grandest railway stations, shown here in its former glory on the right. The devastating aftermath of World War II, when the building was heavily bombed and largely destroyed. Today, only a fragment of the facade remains as a historic landmark. No trains run here now, but its story still draws visitors from around the world. Once one of Berlin's grandest train stations, Anhalter Bahnhof stood in glory. World War II bombings left it in ruins. Only a fragment remains today. No trains run here now, but its silent walls still echo the stories of war, loss, and resilience. During World War II, this city street was occupied by German forces, with tanks stationed amid the buildings. Decades later, the same street is peaceful and lively, with people walking where soldiers once stood. From a scene of war and tension to one of calm and everyday life, this transformation tells a powerful story. This is a photo of a church in Lambach that was destroyed. At that time, the streets were filled with tanks, buildings lay in ruins, and the air echoed with the sounds of gunfire and explosions. Now, the same church has been beautifully restored, and the area around it is calm, peaceful, and full of life once again. This is a World War II-era bunker, photographed in 1940 when it was an active military post. Back then, it was manned by soldiers and stood as part of a vast defense line, surrounded by conflict and tension. By 2020, the structure still stands, worn by time, overtaken by nature, and now silently telling stories of a violent past. This is the Moltke Bridge in Berlin in 1945 as Soviet tanks advanced. At that time, the area was a war zone, with heavy fighting near the Reichstag as the Red Army pushed to end the Third Reich. Today, the bridge stands fully restored, surrounded by symbols of a unified and democratic Germany, a silent witness to both destruction and rebirth. The Grudinen Mill in Stalingrad stands as a powerful symbol of the Battle of Stalingrad. Once a functional industrial building, it was reduced to a shell by intense fighting and bombardment. Today, its battered walls remain as a preserved monument, reminding visitors of the fierce conflict and the resilience of those who endured it. The Old Town in Warsaw was devastated when German forces flattened the area after the Warsaw Uprising. What was once a historic and vibrant square became a wasteland of rubble and ash. After the war, it was meticulously rebuilt using old paintings and records. Today, the restored buildings stand as a powerful symbol of resilience against wartime destruction. St. Michael's Church in Hildesheim, Germany was left in ruins after heavy bombing during World War II, a testament to the widespread destruction faced by many German cities. The shattered walls and rubble speak of the harsh realities of war and loss. After the conflict, the church was carefully restored, symbolizing hope and renewal. Today, St. Michael's Church stands as a proud reminder of resilience in the face of devastation. In Dresden, Germany, the Martin Luther statue stood among the ruins of the bombed Frauenkirche, a tragic reminder of World War II's destruction. Decades later, the church was completely rebuilt, restoring its original Baroque beauty. The transformation reflects Germany's journey from devastation to renewal and peace. In the heart of Warsaw, Poland, the city lay in ruins after the devastation of World War II, with buildings reduced to rubble and streets filled with despair. Today, the same location stands modern and rebuilt, lined with trees, roads, and high-rises. This powerful transformation reflects Poland's resilience and recovery from one of history's darkest chapters. In Breda, Netherlands, the historic town hall was badly damaged during World War II, with parts of its facade and structure left in ruins. Its broken windows and crumbling walls reflected the toll of war on the city. Today, it stands fully restored, preserving its original charm and proudly representing the city's resilience, cultural pride, and journey toward peace. In 1945, Berlin's Neue Watch was severely damaged by Allied bombings during the final battles of World War II, symbolizing the collapse of Nazi Germany. Today, fully restored, it serves as the national memorial to the victims of war and tyranny. Once a shattered shell, it now stands in solemn dignity as a place of reflection and remembrance. In 1945, the Reichstag lay in ruins after the Battle of Berlin, marking the fall of Nazi Germany. Its walls were scarred by fire and shelling as Soviet troops raised their flag over the ruins. Today, the building is fully restored, proudly flying the German flag as the seat of a Bundestag, reflecting the country's transformation into a stable and democratic nation. 1945. This was Stalag 7A, Germany's largest prisoner of war camp, where thousands of captured soldiers were held behind barbed wire under harsh conditions. Today, the same ground near Moosburg stands silent and empty, its scars healed by time and grass. What was once a symbol of captivity now rests in peace under the open Bavarian sky.